Okay, friends, today we're going to do 2.5, solving compound inequalities. So it's all about inequalities here, friends. So we're going to deal with and or statements. Today it's going to be and statements. So we're just going to focus on and statements. And I'm going to do a different video with or statements because these are quite extensive. So the first compound inequality is that we actually have two scenarios going on, okay? Two scenarios going on. So it has to satisfy both conditions. So in an and statement, okay, it has to satisfy both, okay? You have to wash the car and feed the cat before you go, okay? So it has to be both, where an or statement does not. So we're going to start the first one just being the and statement, okay? So in this case, I guess let's just go ahead. So one of the first things, and I should practice this, is that you've got your two inequalities here. And then we call this a triple inequality. 1, 2, 3. So you can actually solve this triple inequality all at one time. So the whole idea of a compound is that you have two statements, okay, all in one. Our goal here is to get your variable still by itself in the center. So I'm going to use my colored pencil, and I'm going to onion this just like I normally would, okay? And I need to get this K all by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that 5, aren't I? And I'm going to add 5. Now, when you do a triple inequality, you're going to do things 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Notice I'm doing the same thing to everybody. I'm getting it all out, okay? So over here, I get a 2 is less than 2K in the center is less than 12. Okay, I'm almost done. Divide by 2. Not just once, but 3 times. So I'm 1, K, and 6. Okay, so I'm going to read this, friends. I'm going to read this from the K. So if I read it from the K and I look back this way, I would say that K is greater than 1. Do you see that? K is greater than 1. Here I am at a 1. Okay, open or closed? Open. Greater. That's to the right. All right, read this from the K. K is less than 6. So there I am at 6. Open or closed? Open. Well, less is to the left. So see how they crisscross over one another? So we want to shade the in-between because this is an and statement, okay? K is greater than, or K is greater than 1 and K is less than 6. You have to satisfy both. So to satisfy both, you would pick a number in between 1 and 6, and that would satisfy both of those. I have to be greater than 1, but yet I have to be less than 6. So this is where you would shade it in the center. Okay, That's a triple inequality. Okay? So that makes it kind of interesting, doesn't it? Okay, that makes it kind of interesting. All right, shall we try another one where we solve? All right, let's do this one. Now, not all signs are the same. You know, I just made these two the same, but they aren't necessarily all the same. All right, so this is a triple inequality. I'm going to draw my lines down here. And then I'm going to onion this. Remember, ooh, I see a negative there. I'm remembering my rules about dividing by negatives. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this 1. Not just once, but 3 times. Okay, so I'm -4, -2x in the center, and 9 minus 1 is 8. All right, divide by -2, not just once, but 3 times, because this is a triple inequality. Ooh, and I'm dividing by a negative. So I also have to do something with my signs, don't I? So -4 divided by -2 is a +2. Ooh, in fact, I'm going to write this in a different color. Flip that sign because I divided by a negative. Ooh, flip that sign. And what's 8 divided by a -2? Well, that's -4. Well, that just looks plain weird, doesn't it? The bigger number's over here and the smaller, the negative's over there. That's weird. Well, I'm going to keep going. All right. I'm going to read this from this way. X is less than or equal to 2. So here I am at 2. Open or closed? Closed. And less is to the left. Okay. Now let's read this from this way. Ooh, x is greater than or equal to -4. Here I am at -4. Open or closed? Closed. Ooh, and greater is to the right. And look at, I'm crisscrossing again. So because this is an and statement, x has to be less than 2, yet greater than or equal to -4. I want everything in between here. Okay. So now, what can we do? What other things are we going to be expected to do with our and statements? Okay, well, one of them is probably writing these. So let's give these a try. So a number x is greater than -8 and less than or equal to 4. Okay, a number x is greater than -8 and less than or equal to 4. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to put my x in the center. Okay? And I'm going to put my numbers. I'm always going to put my bigger number over here. And I'm going to put my smaller number on this side, just like it would be on a number line. Okay? Just like on a number line. All right. So x is greater than a -8. So which way does my sign have to be? Well, if it's greater than, I need to have the big mouth towards the x, right? Does it say equal to? No. So I'm done there. Okay. This piece, less than or equal to 4. Okay, less than. That means the small n needs to be towards the x. Now it does say equal to, so I need to add this piece. So let's make sure this says x is greater than -8 and x is less than or equal to 4. I'm good to go. Okay, let's go ahead and practice graphing. Open or closed at 8, open. If x is greater, that's to the right. All right, open or closed? Closed. X is less than, less is to the left. And since it's an and statement, I want all the numbers in between here, don't I? There you go. All right, are you ready? Let's try this one. A number D is more than 0 and less than 10. All right, here we go. A number D. Well, that needs to go in the center, doesn't it? All right, so what's my two numbers? Well, one of them is 0, and the other is 10. Okay, so here we go. Let's think about this piece. A number D is more than 0. So how do I write more than 0? Well, that's the big mouth. Needs to be towards D. How do I write less than 10? Well, less, I got to have the small end. Now, notice neither one of these said equal to, did it? So this is it. 0 and 10. Open or closed on these both? Yep, open. So D is greater than 0, greater to the right. D is less than 10, less is to the left. Oh, there we go, we're crisscrossing. Okay, and remember, it's an and statement. So I need to shade the two of these. Okay? Questions on that piece? We're just doing an and statement to start out with today. Okay? All right, thanks, friends.